This is Cairo's number one.
Now.
NileFM Aware.
Good evening. Hope you're having a great one so far. Welcome to NileFM's Aware. With me in the studio tonight, one of the organizations that I think definitely has one of the most peculiar names, Outa Hamra and Jacob, representing them. Stay tuned.
Cairo's number one. NileFM.
Welcome to the show. With me tonight, Jacob from, am I pronouncing this correctly, by the way? Jacob?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Whatever you want.
Jacob with me right here in the studio from a very interesting organization. I mean, I'm a big fan of what you guys do, but also of the name Outa Hamra. What exactly is Outa Hamra? What do you guys do, and how did it come to be?
Well, first of all, I'm happy you like the name, and the name has its own history actually. Outa Hamra, we didn't exactly invent it ourselves. We perform clown shows on the streets, and on one of these performances in a neighborhood in Cairo, we came in the afternoon in our small bus, and the children just got together and they were running around the bus really excitedly, and they started shouting Outa Hamra, Outa Hamra, banging on the bus, and we thought, maybe we should just turn around and go back. This sounds too excited, you know. But we got off, did the show, and we took the name. It became Outa Hamra, our group.
Cool. But what exactly is Outa Hamra? What do you guys do? You mentioned that you do theater in some way, but what exactly do you do?
Yes, we do theater, we do clowning essentially, and street clowning. So we do shows especially for children or all audiences actually, but we do it on the street. So we travel around, we try to cover as much as we can of Egypt in the villages outside, and also in all types of neighborhoods in Cairo. And we go to, let's say, the neighborhoods that doesn't have any access to culture, to theater, to any kinds of creative input.
Why theater? Why clowning? And what are you hoping to get out of that?
Well, of course, as everybody knows, clowns are very serious people, you know, dull, and that's what we do. No, actually, clowning is a very, very direct theatrical process, or I don't know, practice. And we grew up seeing clowns as silly people, like running around throwing cakes in the heads of other people, but that's not all they do. Clowns are Charlie Chaplin, for instance. Clowning is the best work of culture when it uses laughter as a basic ingredient. But laughter doesn't mean that you're not also thinking, that you're doing real work.
So basically embedded in your theater shows are basically elements of education or provoking people to think about certain issues.
Well,
correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, it's true, and we try to work with clowning as a performance. You can work on all kinds of themes, and it's a very great way to make people use their own imagination, their own creativity, their own fantasy, to fill in, to think about themselves, to understand things. And laughter is very important.
And I come from a background, I'm a stand-up comedian, so I completely relate to the fact that laughter is important. What exactly are you trying to bring across with your theater shows, and what is the relevance of it within society? I mean, do you think that this is what people need now?
I think people always need to be people, so it's always relevant all the time. And what we do is also we work a lot directly with youth groups, with educators. So we use theater, clowning techniques, laughter as a direct tool to help people find their own creativity, to work together in groups, to build confidence in themselves, but also confidence in others, and actually abilities to cooperate, to be democratic if you want to. And here working on the personal experience of the participant, not teaching them what we think. No, we ask them, we help them to take out their own experience, to find the themes that are important to them, and then they go into a creative process where they create something new.
That's very, very cool. So you're not only the performing end, but you also involve other people to come in and perform with you.
We do lots of workshops and interactive work, and even our shows are interactive. There are always spaces for people to participate.
There's workshops as well.
Yes.
This is definitely something I want to know a little bit more about. How do they work? When do they work? Who can apply? Etc. Etc. Do tell.
Yeah, the workshops we do is basically we're using a pedagogy of theater.
Okay, I'm gonna have to interrupt you. What exactly is pedagogy?
Yeah, pedagogy is a way to teach people. Okay.
Fair enough.
Basically, and instead of teaching people what I believe is right or what the curriculum says is what we have to know. No, we use theater, so we let people experiment with their own lives, with their own experiences, and start discovering lots of really important knowledge they already have and that they can create beautiful art with. And then they can perform it and they express themselves. So, like for instance, we work with street children. We've worked also with refugee children from other African countries who live in Cairo since a long time. And in general, I think that theater and drama is a very good tool to be used. Could be used also in school in more normal educational context. And in fact, we work a lot with adults. We teach social workers, we teach educators to be more creative, to have tools to be able to help the children themselves be creative and, start believing in themselves and in what they really can do.
And what they want to express, pretty much.
There are all kinds of things, really, and the best thing with this creative experience is that what you started with, like what you knew when you started, is not what you say at the end of the creation. It became something new.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have on tonight's edition of NileFM's Aware. It was an absolute pleasure having Jakob here with me from Outa Hamra, a theater group that basically performs shows, but not only do they perform them, they actually bring people in, teach them how to express themselves, teach them how to express their own ideas and tap into their own creativity and create entertainment and art through theater, clowning, and drama. And you do this all over the country, you told me, correct?
Yes.
I guess my question here is, who can get involved? Do I have to be a street child? Do I have to be a refugee to get involved? Or can I be an HR person and be involved?
Actually, it helps to be a street child. No. Anybody is welcome, really. And we are, we work on all kinds of levels of society and in all kinds of contexts also. We're actually performing at the end of September in a festival in Alexandria.
That's very, very cool.
Festival. So that will be a more normal cultural audience,
Very, very cool. Jakob, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show.
It's been very nice to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming in, and thank you very much for the great work that you guys are doing. It's very, I have to say, it's very unique, it's very creative, and it's definitely a very different approach to teaching people how to tap into their creativity. I honestly salute you for it. Thank you very much for coming in on NileFM's Aware.
Thank you, and I hope to be back one day.
Very, very soon, I promise you. I'll be looking forward to your updates. And as I always say, if you're one of those people that is involved with a social initiative, an organization, anything that is doing positive impact and positive work for Egypt and giving back to our community, I would love to have you on the show. Email me at aware@nileradioproductions.net. That's aware@nileradioproductions.net, and you may be the focus or the topic of our next edition of NileFM's Aware. Catch me again on Saturday for another edition of NileFM's Aware and another group doing some great work here in Egypt and giving back to our community. Have a great weekend, have a great week, and good night, everyone.